Welcome back, dudes. Super pumped about today. As you know, well, some of you know, I'm a fan of the old school stuff. Really love the FlyJSim 727, and I've been looking at the 737-200 for a while. And there's a big Black Friday sale on the X-Plane org store, so we picked this up for a little discount, and I'm super excited about it today. It's one of those airplanes, and I think one of the things I like about flying older planes with steam gauges and stuff like that is it kind of makes you appreciate where aviation came from in the first place. It is, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it requires you to be more on top of things than just putting a GPS plan in and following an LNAV route that you've made on your computer. It's a little bit different. Radio tracking, radials, all that kind of stuff. Haven't done anything, as you can see, and I've not done a flight with this. This is going to be kind of a shakedown flight for us. I'm expecting it to be like the 727, but probably easier because it doesn't have the engineer station, and it still is a 737. It's very similar, at least cockpit layout. So actually get in there and see what's going on. We'll get the GPU connected. This is what we're looking at here. Totally, completely analog, which I freaking love, and is awesome. You can see the 737 cockpit, but it's like really familiar, but also incredibly different. Overhead panel looks really similar to the 737, but this is just completely foreign. Like the MCP is pretty bare bones, but should be easy enough for us to do. So let's go over here to our, I think, settings. That's right, GPU cart. There we go. Might have to twiddle with the sounds a little bit here. And just like the 737, close the battery guard to get the power on. Put the GPU on the bus, and voila.
Charlie, your fail safe position for departure on 1-4. Just test circuit and set up the new left main gear.
Seems fairly decent. What else? Close the emergency lights, arm nose, smoking signs on, seatbelts, auto. We're going to be flying during the day. This is tracking real time. We're in Los Angeles, so don't really need these things at the moment. Go ahead and get our electric hydraulic system, go in, and we'll set up our air conditioning stuff. Gasper fan, I think, on until startup. Packs on. Isolation valve auto. We'll turn the engine bleeds off, AP bleeds on. And get our position lights on. Should be good for initial setup. Let me drop that noise a little bit. It also, it's weird, again, it's like the cockpit. It looks really familiar and also really different at the same time. It's got obviously the JT-AT engines, which would have been loud as shit in real life. But it looks like a little cocktail weenie compared to the 737 that we're all probably used to. Even the 700, which looks short to me. But that is cool. Dismiss our master caution. Well, let's also turn these lights down as well. Not going to need this stuff. The layout is pretty familiar, pretty similar. Things are kind of in the same place. Leave that where it's at. Don't need the floods, and we'll start off by getting our ATIS.
Wind.
Oh, hey, there we go.
Kilo, Lima, Alpha, X-ray, airport information, Delta, 1553, Zulu, weather, wind, 349 at 5, visibility 10, sky condition, few clouds at 7,000, few clouds at 12,000, temperature 13, dew point 3, altimeter 3011, advise on initial contact, you have information, Delta.
Information Delta, see ya. And let's go. Clearance delivery
Kilo.
is going to be 121.4. Listen for a transponder code.
Clarence warning, clear Canada,
And ground control 121.75.
121 Papa. Okay, 1680 clear, it's all correctly to Fox, keep it to push. Got Fox, yeah.
The other good thing about flying these kind of airplanes, especially if you're using VORs for radio navigation, is it doesn't take a huge amount of setup to get going. A couple radio frequencies and a few headings and stuff to get started, and you're good. Do have a 0 fuel weight and a block fuel, and that's pretty much all we need to do for setup for for the airplane. So let's go over to our weight and balance, which I think is this one. Zero fuel weight is 94, and we're currently at zero fuel weight 86.
BDC 121 Papa. Okay, 6 feet heavy clear, so I'll correctly to Fox, keep it to push. Got Fox, see ya.
I throw some cargo in there as well. Gotta open the cargo door, okay.
Clearance West at 518 at gate 27 Alpha with Foxtrot out to Deer Lake. West 518 Deer Lake,
It's 93.3, that's close enough, I'd say. And block fuel,
6331.
6331.
Birdo 6, Lorca transition, flight plan off of 6 left, 6331, West Jet 518. West 518, I'll correct you to Fox, keep it for push. Keep it, see ya.
We go through 6331, and you are on standby already. Switch that over to ground. We'll get tower on standby. Tower is 133.9er. Transponder code, where were we at? Weight and balance. Fuel, we need block fuel of 13.2. And we are currently at 10,000, so let's just go. 13.3. So right now that's above our max landing weight, but we're going to burn that off before we get there. Fingers crossed. If not, it's fine. We'll have a hard landing. We'll be fine. Center of gravity is good, so we'll leave weight and balance as it is. Winds favoring runway 25, which is right here at our 1 o'clock. That's on the other side of these terminals, I think. Let's have a look. Am I looking the wrong way? Oh, it's behind us. I'm going to turn around, go out here to the left, and then we have a long taxi down there. We'll take 25 right, and we're going to have to do some setup here. So the first thing, let's look at the departure. We're doing the LAX-1 departure via runway 25 right. It's going to be climb on heading 251.
Weekend 859, correction on Delta, taxi Delta Romeo.
Delta Romeo at 859.
Climb on heading 251 at the SMO radial 160, so that is...
Air Transat 594, contact ground 1165.
2165 Air Transat 594.
What is the frequency here? SMO, Santa Monica, 110.8.
Paper 297.
So go nav 1110.8. And that is a low altitude VOR, so that's we should be able to track that right away. So 110.8. That's already coming in, and we need to be down on the 160 radial. Oop. Swing you around like this. Doesn't really matter as long as it's oh, this is right.
Paper 297, wheels up time 16.
1516161. So once this is not deflected anymore, then we'll start. So go climb 251 until we hit the Santa Monica VOR on the 161 radial, and then we'll start a left turn heading 221. You need to be at or below 3,000.
Sergeant 7318, ground, taxi Delta, crossing right, reach right, hold short Bravo.
And we're already at 3,000. Good.
Taxi Delta, cross 33 right, hold for the Bravo.
That is in there. And then after that, expect radar vectors to assigned route. So after Santa Monica, it's going to be... which one? Let's go World High, VOR. Santa Monica 2. Seal Beach, which is 115.7. And we'll do direct 2. So 115.7. So after we make that left turn 221, then we'll switch over to nav 2 at 115.7. We'll get that on this one as well, so we should be able to pick that up. And we can track what exact heading we need to be at. 115.7. It's probably going to be about 109. Here we go. That's pretty much it. Fuel is loaded. Passengers are basically set. Cargo and everything. Let's go close those doors. And we'll start the APU. Double check. Do we have anything in the center fuel tank? We do not. So we'll just need left and right tanks on. And it works exactly the same way as with the regular 737. The run position for a second. We should be able to turn the yaw dampers on now as well. Switch this to APU gen. And quick run. And you can see the EGT needle is moving. That's good. Should be able to hear it starting up now. The FlyJSim stuff has really amazing sounds. So I did mess around with this a little bit yesterday, but not with headphones on, so it sounds a lot better now. Top notch right there. Back into the cockpit, looking at the overhead. Still not seeing the voltage here, and this light's not come on yet, so I guess we're still spooling up. Go and get our window heat. While we're waiting on that, we need to set our speed bugs. There we go. So V rotate 139. It's on there. And that's flaps 2. So I forgot to set our altimeters. 3011. Every single one of the cockpit was different. Alright, those are set. Let's double check here. So flaps 1 at 159, flaps clean at 190. And then we'll set the speed bug for 240, should be good to climb. Again, no auto throttle. So what we'll do, careful to climb because it's only to 3,000 feet. Once we're established there, then we'll climb the IAS mode. And set auto brakes on max. Alright, now we got electrical power on APU, get those on the bus. GG. And we can get rid of the GPU cart. Now we're running on our own. Let's have a look. Total distance about 336 nautical miles, and we're going east, so that needs to be an odd 1,000. We've got 33,000 set on the altitude thing, that'll work. And landing altitude in Phoenix, which is where we're going, is what? I don't know if I said that. We're going to Phoenix. Landing altitude 1134. There we go, and we are on, get that increase. Should be on auto. It's cabin altitude, say 6,000, that works. I think we can close up out here too. Air stairs. Don't need to push back today. That's positive. There we go, all sealed up.
Encore 3437, taxi Echo Hold Short 0. Taxi Echo Hold
Let's
Short
see,
0.
heading 241, and then the next one, we're not going to know exactly. What did I say? 109 probably is going to be to Seal Beach. And then a go around for now. Alright, altitude is set on the MCP. I got course 1, 109. Will be good enough.
Okay, 1041, taxi Alpha Hotel. Hotel air
Anti-collisions can come on, and we'll start the engines packs off. Basically works the same way as it does in the 737 as well. You can see the duct pressure comes up when we get the packs off.
18.35.
1835,
Start engine number 2, go to ground.
Blue 1715, contact date
Watching the N2 down here, looking for about 20%, and we'll introduce fuel.
Encore 2437, contact ground 1165. 1165,
Here we go, it is off. I guess low ignition is probably the same as continuous for us. I'll put it there after start. So we'll go engine number 1.
545 heavy turn ground, taxi via hotel, runway 15 right, hold short Foxtrot 1.
Hotel, runway 15 right, and 1, hold short,
20%. On and stabilize. Nice. Pitot heat, come on, and we get packs back on. Engine gens on the bus. Let's go APU off. APU bleed off, engine bleeds on. And dual bleed light is off, and duct pressure coming up and stable. Double check that we were good up here. Yaw damper is on. Fuel pumps are on. Gen 1, Gen 2 are good. Standby power, engine gen is on the bus. APU is off, APU bleed is off. Emergency lights are armed. Smoking on. Seatbelts on. See what our stabilizer trim is. I forgot to look at that. 5.14. And set flaps too. I think we're ready to taxi, so we'll get the taxi line on. Let's see if we can find the runway.
Again, the 723 ground taxi Delta, onto runway 33 right, hold short tango.
Delta on the 3
Come out, we'll taxi via Charlie, so we can turn around, park and brake off. Listen to these engine noises.
Again, the 723 gate 157 showing unavailable.
Roger.
And that's Charlie right there.
Rouge 1860, monitor tower 18. Rouge 1876, monitor tower 18, that's 35.
65, Rouge 1876.
Rouge 9, correction, Rouge 17, 96, monitor tower 18, decimal 35.
35, Rouge 17. Canada 270, ground 1219.
NC70.
Cathay 1860 ground cross, 15 right and left, Bravo, hold short of Sierra.
Left 15 right and left, Bravo, hold short, Sierra. Cathay 26.
Canada 466, continue Bravo, hold short Tango.
Bravo short Tango, Canada 466.
Taxi Delta cross my 3 right, hold short Bravo.
Delta cross, 33 right, hold short Bravo, or Canada 45.
Lot 45, exit Foxtrot 3, and then Victor, hold short Echo.
Okay, Foxtrot 3, then Victor, hold short Echo, Lord 45.
Ground Skyway 638 uniform, holding short Tango on Bravo, gate 164 Bravo.
Skywest 638 uniform, ground, roger taxi, Bravo, hold short Victor.
Bravo, hold short Victor, Skyway 638 uniform. Canada 425, taxi Alpha, hold short Alpha Kilo. Alpha short Alpha Kilo, Canada 425.
Canada 466 on Bravo 13.
Canada 466, taxi left on Charlie and give way to company over 321 right left on Delta.
Left on Charlie, behind us 21 on Delta, right left here, Canada 466.
Ground 16 coming out, Alpha Lima.
25, right, there we go, found it. Sorry, we'll try to expedite this. Nope, canceled herself.
Alpha short, Alpha Kilo 2984, 1683.
Here we go, stop here. Double check parking brake is on. It is. Let's go dump the lights. Don't need the taxis. Strobe can come on. Anti-collision position lights are already on. Transponder on D, alright. And let's see, flaps are set to and indicating. Speed brake is armed. Auto brakes are on max. And stabilizer trim is set for takeoff. Initial altitude 3000 is set. And again, we're going to take off, climb heading at 251 until we intercept the 161. Is that right? Let's double check our procedure. It should be 161 radial. 251 until 160, so this needs to be 160.
Ground, so
after this, the deflection comes down, then we'll take a left turn to 251, and then we'll do vectors to Seal Beach, and then we're out of here. In which forums can I read something about the SSG 748 V2? Go to the X-Plane forums, and go to Payware Support and select 747-800. Or 747-8i, and that's all of the threads related to the V2. Switch this to tower. 132.9 and departure 125.2. EPR limit for thrust is set down here. So basically gonna bring the throttles up to about 40% stabilize, and then we'll go full throttle, and that will be our takeoff power there. Let's go, parking brakes.
Line of Wake, November, number 2, Jazz 123. Jazz 133, hold short November, ready.
Jazz 133 at Tower Line up runway 20 at November. You will be number 2 for departure. Going to depart our stuff now to hit Bravo 1.
Line of Wake, November, number 2, Jazz 133.
Air Canada 358 at Power Line up runway 20.
Line of Wake, Air Canada 358.
About 40% stabilize. Takeoff power set. Little forward control pressure on the stick.
80 knots.
80 knots.
B1. Rotate.
See ya. There we go.
Air Canada
Gear
358
coming
at
up.
Power Line up runway 20.
Again, we're waiting for that deflection on a CDI to come down. Go ahead and switch this to heading select. Autopilot is on there. IS mode, manual. Heading select.
Washington 884, I'm tower line for weight runway 20.
Pass our flaps, clean speed. Oh, we already deflected, so we're going to go heading 251. We're already on a 251 heading, so heading off.
Washington 884, I'm tower line for weight runway
160. We'll go Seal Beach VOR. 5. We've already picked that up, so we're going to go direct to, which is 096.
884, contact departure 133.65 airborne at 2707, clear to take off runway 20.
Question there, clear to take off 20.
20.
Switch that to departure. Oh shoot, not paying attention to speed. We are way over 250 knots.
Square 127, clear to 28,000.
Climb at 12,000 on IS mode. Should bring an EPR back up.
Order 219, contact center at 124.9. Super that, you're ready for the Order 219, contact center at 124.9. Super that, you're ready for the
The outboard lights come off. There we go, 250 knots. And we're climbing to, going to Seal Beach, 21 miles. And we'll go direct to once the CDI deflection comes in. Actually, let's do this. Go direct to, we go to heading mode. Or sorry, VOR mode.
Aircan 015, climb flight level 230. Climb flight level 230.
After Seal Beach, it's going to be thermal 116.2.
But 3130, contact departure from airborne, just take off with the way to put up. Airport, 3130.
So 18 miles, 17 to Seal Beach. We still have not picked up thermal. This is reading the DME for the second VOR.
Charlie Foxtrot Delta November Alpha arrival, descend 1010,000, runway 23. And rest up to 1010,000, runway 23. Charlie Foxtrot Delta November Alpha arrival, descend 1010,000, runway 23. And rest up to 1010,000, runway 23.
7 miles. Already picked up the second one. So, 12 miles to go here. I'm going to go into heading select mode. Keep us on this course. And we'll select VOR, thermal VOR, 116.2.
Hey, 360 down 3000, west at 2755.
And from thermal, we're going to leave on the 080 radial. Waiting for that deflection to come down.
Question 2755 from 17360, descend 3000.
Hey, 360 down 3000, west at 2755.
We're at 12,000.
Vehicle 7545,
We go back. 33,000 will be our final cruise altitude. 33 IS mode. Make sure our EPR is staying up where it needs to be. Wow, that vertical speed. Jesus. We switch back to VOR localizer. That'll take us to... What's up, Kretzy? How you doing? Alright, 116.2, we're tracking the thermal VOR 95 miles. The next one after that is going to be Blythe. 7.4. Gonna be a while before we pick up that DME.
Air Canada 1237, descend 6000.
Oh, we're picking up 162 miles. Let's go. LA Center. Past 18,000, so switch these to standard 2992. Doing these kind of flights, there's so much stuff to try to get ahead of. There's so much stuff to balance. It's not like turning on your LNAV and your VNAV and just letting the plane fly itself. Now is the first time that I'm not doing anything. I already missed, like, what? Switching the lights off. Switching the transition altitude. Jesus. This is definitely a two-pilot operation.
Level 360,
correction, Canada 663.
yeah, 663.
Looking good out there, though. It's not going to be a massive change from thermal to Blythe, so it's going to be 078.
Jet 633, contact center 12805.
2805, Jet 633.
Head 122, I have a slight change to your routing, advise me to copy. Head 122, your critical position direct to TAC, that's Tango Alpha, Sierra Tango India, direct to Erlock, right the clearance has changed. Head 122, that is correct. Present position direct to TAC, then Erlock, right the clearance has changed.
Hell yes, this is what I'm talking about right here.
Head 122, I have a slight change to your routing, advise me to copy.
57 miles to go. 126 to Blythe, and then from Blythe it'll be direct to Phoenix. And I think when I looked last, the winds were favoring runway 7, so it might just be a straight in. And we're going to be at, let's see, ILS 7 right. Approach fix needs to be, say, 5,000. Probably 5,000 before to pick up the VOR, or the ILS. And we have 33. We're 78 miles, we'll start descending from PXR. That should get us there.
Good morning.
That's awesome. So probably could have put those seatbelts on auto. 41 miles, and then we'll be switching heading a little bit. 3,000 to go. A little bit above our EPR limit. We're getting up into the danger territory, N1. little bit. Alright, let's see. ILS 7 right. Minimums are going to be 300 feet. We'll get those set in there. And if it's going to be just a straight in for runway 7 right, I'm not going to even have to vector us. If it's not, then we'll have to do our own vectors to get us around to the intercept point on the initial approach fix.
Direct to Papa, India, Kilo, November, Alpha. Direct to Nico, that's the clearance I changed.
Okay, direct from present position to Takeoff Papa, India, Kilo, November, Alpha. Then direct to Nico.
How's it go?
Alright, 025, roger.
Palm Springs down there. At this altitude, once the DME is about 5 miles, then we'll switch to the other one, because we're roughly about a little over 5 miles off the surface of the Earth, so that's going to be as close as we're going to get. So about 12 to go. And to get a little bit closer, then we'll switch into heading select mode. We'll just hold this course. We'll switch the VOR frequency, and then we'll just track direct to. It's basically just one more to go to Phoenix. We're also at 33,000, and if I stay at the ZPR limit, we're going to get to the overspeed, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this back to about 91% N1. Easy?
Take jet 13 contact center 13495.
That should do. But do some other work here. Phoenix approach control 119.2.
Westjet 254, contact departure 113.85. 2881, set 254.
Let's go heading select on. Just a little bit, not too much. Select the next VOR 117.4. Direct to 078. Then back to VOR mode, and then I'll turn us towards Blythe. All right. One more to go, boys. The last one's going to be the Phoenix VOR, and that is 115.6. Back down here, the non-active 115.6. I'll put that on active on the first officer side, 115.6.
Air Canada 787 with 310.
You can see this is the second VOR radio over here. We're not getting DME yet. Should pop in soon. 68 miles to Blythe.
Air Canada 622, contact departure 128.8 by now. 28.8, Air Canada 622.
Still creeping up on the overspeed tape. We got a ways to worry about that. No big deal.
7689, Charlie 2 is around 21.9. Charlie 229, you may make both of them.
Alright, there we just picked up Phoenix. The DME just came alive, 195 miles, and that's to the airport. So when we are about, let's say a little bit over 80 miles, we'll start descending. And let's get the arrival ATIS, 127.57. Over COM2, 127.57.
Air Canada 381, line up and wait on runway 23, shortly, route normally.
And on the standby, so I'm planning on runway 7 right. So we're going to go ahead and put the ILS frequency in over here on the standby. That is 110.75. Yes, finally freaking relax for a little minute.
Canada 030, right on Mike 5, ground 127.15. 127.15, Air Canada 03 County.
Shed 1228, contact departure on 1288 in the air, clear takeoff runway 20.
28 here, clear takeoff 23, West 1220.
Speed still creeping up. Bring that back just a little bit more. Go 90%.
Shed 1228, contact departure on 1288 in the air, clear takeoff runway 20.
28 here, clear takeoff 23, West 1220.
So 544 knots ground speed. Not too bad. So for descent, probably going to use IAS mode as well. That should work. This navigation, it's a navigation dream, baby. No FMCs, none of that shit to clutter up your cockpit. Just navigation, radio, baby. That's all you need. Do an ILS anyway. You should be doing this. Freaking instrument guy, huh? I was just saying, it makes you appreciate how they used to fly, though. I mean, just what, like 25, 30 years ago, man. These guys had some cojones.
Exit 13, contact center 13495.
So 13495, 613.
I think all flight schools do, don't they? At least when you did your cross countries and stuff, they let you, or I don't know if they let you, but you use ForeFlight. My instructor is like, freaking pencil, paper, sectional chart, plotter. And those planes are small too, man. Like folding out your sectional chart, trying to build yourself a little nest in the cockpit when you're in an airplane that has no autopilot. Shit. The other good thing about these in flight sims is, like, I think with regular tube liners and stuff, most of the work that you do is on the ground. And with these, you know, there's still tons of stuff to do while you're in the air. I kind of appreciate that. You never needed a sectional chart for your check ride? I don't know what to expect. Apparently the DPE that I've got, he's like a new guy, so I heard he was a stickler. But the person that I heard he was a stickler from was this dude who failed his knowledge test like 4 times. So, I mean, I don't know. Imagine a DP come in for your check ride and he's like, I see you failed your knowledge test 4 times. I'm going to fucking throw the book at you. So I don't know what to expect. I don't know if he's actually going to be hard or if it's just that he would... Oh, shit. Hang on. Q. Let's go heading select mode. Switch over to our next one, 115.6. Active. Get this lined up direct to... back to VOR localizer. There we go. Dude, I don't know. And that guy, he failed his check rides. I mean, think about this. It's $165 per time that you take the test. So that's at least 4 times there. Then the check ride fee is $500. So I mean, he's wasted at least $1,000 on nothing. My attitude is, it's expensive anyway, but fucking do it right the first time, you know? Jackass. Alright, so that's tracking the Phoenix VOR, so we can go ahead and put the ILS in there as well, 1110.75. Or it'll be open, well, I don't know. My instructor said that if they ask you a question and you don't know it, they will allow you to look it up in your AIM or whatever. So starting this week, it's going to be like hitting the books all week, marking important pages and stuff, little tabs, so I can have a quick reference, but hopefully I'm not going to need it. That's part of the reason that I tried to get a 90 on my knowledge test or above. Just pass it the first time, go in with a 93, and hopefully they're not going to be too hard on you in the oral. So I'm not worried about the flight part. Density altitude is easy. Find your pressure altitude, then it's pressure altitude minus, in parentheses, temperature outside minus ice temperature times 120. Bruh. That's why I memorized the formulas. You know, that shit, you know, when I first started flying, I was like, what the fuck is density altitude? And I thought I was like handicapped because I couldn't understand it. I want to make sure that I knew how to do that stuff. Let's set this up. Approach course, runway 07 right, 78. 078. Oh, it's already on there. Nice.
Charlie Fox, Mike Golf Charlie, call center, so it's 5147. 5147, Mike Golf Charlie, and we just took off.
And finding density altitude, or pressure altitude. So you go whatever, for the altimeter, let's see what the altimeter was before I left. 3011. So to find the pressure altitude, it would be 30.11 minus 29.92. 0.19 times 1,000. That's 190 foot difference, and because the altimeter was above 2992, you would know that it was like the density altitude or pressure altitude would be lower than standard. So you would subtract 190 from your current altitude to find pressure altitude. You're welcome.
KC3, good morning. You're identified as vectors for traffic. Turn right heading 020.
See, I don't need to study. I'm good. I'm out. Just gonna play video games all week.
280 for KC.
Do they make you do it before every flight, or they just get you into a habit of it? 'Cause every time I did a cross country, I would figure all that kind of crap out. And I saved the density altitude thing in my phone, so I couldn't possibly forget it. I mean, it can't be too hard, because I fucking suck at math, and I can figure it out, okay? That's what calculators are for, baby. That shit's easy, but then like trying to figure out how much time I got on the Hobbs meter after a flight to put in your logbook, I like sit there like 10 or 15 minutes, bust out my phone. I don't know. Yeah, especially the tack time when you got like 4 digits plus 2 extra decimal places, man, come on. Where's Melon? Man,
Guys, identify 4, what's your request to approach and break? Visual back up the island.
Let's see if the weather has changed at all.
Guys, identify 4, Roger, can proceed direct to message. We'll proceed direct message now, Jazz 954. Roger.
That's pretty much all he ever does. Winds, calm, so I have no idea. We'll listen to the AS when we get down there. And coming up on, let's say 90 miles, we'll start descending. Looking for, we'll go 4,000. miles, IS mode, and bring it back. I'm gonna cut the throttle, see where that takes us. See ya. Forgot to set the IAS bug. 250, 60, 70, 280. Now we're descending. That's what I'm looking for. 3,500. No, keep going. A little speed brake action.
KC3, continue right turn, direct right, go on course. Direct right, go on course. Identify 4, and now we've approved the 09 approach, descent 4,000 by the 7 seconds. Identify 4, confirm descending 4,000. We're descending at 4,000 for Jazz 954.
And let's set our speed bug, see what's going on there. Landing, set, VREF 133. Oh yeah. And flaps 30.
Drive 789er, climb level 360.
Climb level 360, okay, 79.
Drive 789er, climb level 360.
Climb level 360, okay, 79.
Canada 663, with the other 143, climb 230. Air Canada 663, center good day, climb level 280. Climb level 280, Canada 663.
Good 60 miles, Phoenix approach. What up, boys? Check my radios. Tower 118.7.
First 3130, can't make departure, we're more than take off for the way to the left. Good one, 7130. Departure going to Delta 6072, 700 climb 7000. Delta 6072, departure radar identified, flying maintain 16000. Maintain 16000, Delta 6072. Ready.
Alright, looks like 3016 on the pressure. Got a little while before we get transition altitude, but I'll put these on the standby as 3016. 3016.
Good morning, Air Canada 574 on the turn on the laser station. Blue 1600 for 7000.
Departure radar identified, flying maintain 16000.
Maintain 16,000 at Canada, flight 74.
Later, I didn't have going.
Boxer, good morning, in Canada 574, and turn on the Fraser Station.
There you go, coming up on transition 3016. There we go, now we're all set.
Maintain 16,000 at Canada, flight 74.
35 miles. I'm pretty sure the VOR is near the airport. Oh, there's the runway. I'm going to go to heading mode. Switch this over to the localizer. 11 0.75. I don't know if we're going to get the ATIS or not.
I maintain 16,000 on 331.
We are still pretty high, it looks like. I'm gonna have to do a little circle to lose some altitude here. We're 110.75, and we'll switch this to the approach course for the ILS 078. They're both set. We're just going to do a 360 to try to bleed off some of this altitude.
Air Canada 574, you're riding 200.
We're hitting 200 at Canada 574.
So that's picking up the localizer right now. That's good. And we're crossing over the extended center line of the runway right now. Still 22 miles out, but we're super high, so pick that up and come back around.
Air Canada 574, you're riding 230.
Right, heading 230, Canada 574.
Level off in this direction. Coming up on 10,000, you slow that down to 250 knots. Go ahead and turn on the external lights.
Archer, good morning, United 664 is with you. United 664, departure radar down 55, maintain 16,000. Climb to maintain 16,000, United 664. Roger.
Just keep the turn going. We should be good by the time we come back around to it. So we're outside of the range now. So you see the deflection come back down to 0. We start heading back inbound, so we'll pick it up again. Navigate us kind of online, and then we'll select auto approach, and that should get us down there. You can imagine doing this in low visibility. I mean, the only reason this was easy for us was because I could see the runway. Although I guess you'd be getting vectors and altitudes from air traffic control as well. Probably would help to do that in real life.
Archer, good morning, United.
Set our auto brakes. Go on minimum.
United 664, departure radar down 55, maintain 16,000. Climb to maintain 16,000, United 664. Roger.
Keep that turn coming. And get their seatbelts back on. Shit that on. Whoops.
On board 3318, turn left heading 01.
Left heading 010 to 331.
Roger.
Should be good to stow the speed brakes for about 30 miles out. There she is. There we go. Picked it up. Bring the deflection down. We'll switch it over to VOR localizer.
1200 for 7,000.
So you see now the deflection is coming down. It's moving a little bit closer to the airplane, so keep a little bit of angle difference here. Bring it down towards the, other way. Might have been picking up the wrong runway.
Archie, good morning, 12454 with you, climb 1200 for 7,000. 12454, Archie, radar 955, maintain 9,000. Yep, 9,000, 12454.
Start slowing down 210. The deflection's coming down, so we're going to switch this over here in just a second. VOR localizer. That'll get us on runway heading. For all intents and purposes, we're on long final now. 19 miles, altitude alert.
Heading 010 up to 16,000, we're at 454.
Flaps 2 will slow us down. And then, now that we're established on final, go ahead and go approach, auto approach. Same thing here. This will switch the flight director, so once we capture the glide slope, this little triangle for the flight director will come down. Get my little feet on the rudder pedals. Once we hit 4,000, then I'm going to get the control as well. That'll switch to alt hold, so to bring the EPR back up a little bit. Stow the speed brake. Here we go. So now we're controlling the speed ourselves. So you can see the glide slope on the flight director and the autopilot is armed. Switch over to tower. Keep the speed up here for a minute. Coming up on 10 miles.
Flaps and wing, runway 23.
Here we go. Alright, glide slope is armed. We're descending. A little short one on the right is our runway. We get a little bit closer and I can see the poppies. I'll go ahead and disable the autopilot. We're going flaps 30 and our VREF is 133, which is bugged there. Put the speed bug on that to make it a little bit easier to see as well. Not doing a missed approach. I'm not going to worry about that for altitude and stuff.
Start low, Canada 523, mile from NOAA.
Never got the ATIS.
523, number 2, there's
Don't know what happened with that.
319 touching down, clear to land, runway 248. Clear line to the right, Canada 523. Start low, Canada 523, mile from NOAA.
Go ahead and take it over from here.
Number 2, there's 319 touching down, clear to land, runway 248. Clear line to the right.
Wrong there's flaps 30, a little low.
6233 Heavy, contact departure 1288 in the air, clear takeoff runway 2.
1288 airborne, clear takeoff runway 23, FedEx 233 Heavy.
Not sure how this thing lands. I never got that far during the little shakedown flight I was having before.
Heavy, contact departure 1288 in the air, clear takeoff runway 23.
1288 airborne, clear takeoff runway 23, FedEx 233 Heavy.
No floaties.
500. United 476, next right, Charlie 4, and then continue right into Delta 4, ground 219.
Charlie 4, Delta 4, ground 29, you hit 450.
Minimums.
Continue.
Light slope. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, we floated it.
United 476, next right, Charlie 4, and you're right into Delta 4, ground 219.
Charlie 4, Delta 4, ground 29,
Probably could use a little bit more auto brake there. That thing did not want to slow down. Get past the hold short and we'll do a little cockpit maintenance. Welcome to Phoenix.
Target Air Canada 705, no inbound.
705, number 2, 2.5 behind at Embraer,
All right.
40 knots faster, wind 2006,
let's see.
clear to land 24 right.
Clear land 248, respond Air Canada 705.
.75 for ground. The APU going. Turn off our external lights. Probably don't need the taxis at this point. APU run, please. Alright, that's coming up. Strobes can come off. But didn't touch the throttle, don't know what that was about.
Rouge 1803, continue now Alpha and Alpha Lima.
Alpha, Rouge 1803.
Limburg 4491, contact apron 12207.
2207, Limburg 4491, thank you.
guessing this is the domestic side. Just taxi over here to take one of these gates. No idea what I'm doing.
ISR 604, I didn't forget about you. I'll be right back with you, let's say about 2 minutes.
No problem, 904.
APU's on, get that on the bus.
West Shed 1215. West Shed 1215, Alpha Juliet and County Apron 12227. 227, okay, West Shed 1215. April 7682 behind Rouge there, continue Alpha and Alpha.
Got Rouge, Alpha, Alpha, and April 7682.
Not sure if there's auto gate over here or not.
Good evening, sir. Channel 430 with you, short Alpha Kilo. Sir. And Hurricane 430, runway 23, altimeter is 2985, taxi Alpha.
No, taxi Alpha.
Parking brake set. I think the APU, pretty sure it's done. Turn those guys off. 1, 2, and anti-collision. Off. Window heat off. Boys and girls, we did it. We were real pilot boys. Just using VORs to get make sure all lights are off, engines are off. There was autogate. Nice. Watch the replay. I think we might have had a little bounce. There we go, there's our runway. Probably somewhere around here. A little floaty, might have been a little bouncy. That's neat. I didn't see a bounce. I kind of felt like one. It didn't seem like the reversers came out when I hit the button. Let's watch the replay you can't hide from. I was a little firm. Yeah, I should not have brought the nose back down. I should just let it float. Right on that center line, though. Last one with a sweet wing view.
Target Air Canada 705, no inbound.
705, number 2.5 behind at Embraer, you're about 40 knots faster, wind 2006, clear to land 24 right.
Clear land 248, respond Air Canada 705.
Three exit Charlie 2, join Echo, contact ground on 21-9.
Charlie 2, Echo ground there, unit 5.
FlyJ Sims also, man, good job, guys. That plane's awesome. Might have to bust out the 727 for Tube Tuesday, because I don't know. It's enjoyable when you have to do all that work yourself. There's a little bit more to do in the air, obviously, but it's more rewarding, I think, to fly with nav radios than it is to plug in a bunch of waypoints and just let the plane fly itself. That was cool. The sounds are really good. It looks good. It flies really well. Good stuff, guys. I'll let it taxi to the gate, but probably dip out of here. See if I can find the gate that we parked it at. Where did we go? That little beauty. Those JT8Ds, those things sounded good. They look good. Alright, boys, I'm out of here. I'll let it taxi in so we can hear those engine shutdown noises. See ya maybe tomorrow. If not, we'll definitely be back for Tube Tuesday. I also got one more thing in the X-Plane Org Store sale, which you'll have to wait and see about on Whirlybird Wednesday. Until then, guys, we'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. We love you. We'll see you next time. Peace.